Hello, I'm coming in with another random eyeshadow rotation video. So if you want to know what that is, then please keep watching. My name is Alyssa and I am trying to rotate through all of my single eyeshadows this year, as well as working them in with my palettes. So this project, I have like another, the main set of this project is I'm randomly drawing in a few shades and then I add in other shades to make my own little mini palette. And then I also use my regular eyeshadow palettes to work with it, and so many uses, that kind of thing. So I was traveling recently. One of the main reasons that I decided to bring a lot of singles into my collection last year was for travel and making my own palettes and doing things like that. So I did end up picking all the eyeshadows for the 2-ish weeks that I was gone and put them in these two palettes. So it was 12 shades total. I actually have already taken some out, so I'm sorry, but at the same time I did have a short that I'll either have playing on the screen right now, I think I can do that, or I'll link to it. But I showed the original, like how they were. Just lots of shimmers, a few neutrals. I will say that next time I would like to have some sort of more blending out shade, because this, for instance, this pink showed up way more pigmented on me. Same with this lighter brown. I thought I could just get by with that, but I kept wanting to have a little something else. So I'm not sure. Part of me is almost wondering if I should get like a pressed powder versus buying a single, because then it's a lot, and like it would be a little compact and I could just throw that in and bring it for that type of purpose. So I might do that, but I'm not traveling again for a while, so I don't really have to bring, have something like that in my possession yet. So maybe just next time I'm going to be traveling, maybe I will plan something like that. Let's go ahead and be tallying up and using these as part of my rotation, because that was, I'm trying to use the singles and that kind of thing. So I just put it in here as my travel palette. So almost all the shades were used the 4 times while I was gone or more. I did end up hitting pan in one of the shades from my winter palette that I had brought with me. I also hit pan in this shade called Rosette. And I'd hit pan in this before, but it had fallen. I had to repress it, so the pan was all, taken away. And then I used it more, and, this could be a shade that I finished this year. I've been trying to use these like special shades that I really like and not just hold on to them because they're gonna go bad at some point. I think I could still buy this one if I did use it up and felt sad that it was gone. So, it wouldn't be the end of the world. So yeah, that eyeshadow was one that still had a use or two left for when I came back. And then another one was this Shattered Stars. This one had a tiny pan. I managed to expand it in the uses that I did. And then the other one that still needed a little bit of extra use was this one. It's French, so I guess it's for the Seine River, so La Seine. I don't know if you heard that, my belly just growled. But this was one that, again, I had to have just one more use, I think, actually, on this one for when I came back. So I kept them, I started to take out some of the shades. Like I had a couple that were supposed to be in my winter palette, so I was moving them back. And then I'm like, wait, some of these, I was going to put everything away. And then first, I'm like, well, some of these were very close to the 4 uses. So let me go ahead and finish that. And then also I realized that I should film myself with them and explain to you, so that when I do other eyeshadow rotations, you're not wondering why I might say, oh, I actually already used this one, and that's why it wasn't showing up on the wheel as used, because these were like planned picks, which I don't know, is that cheating since the whole thing was me having them random and then making palettes? I'm gonna say no, because it's my project and I'm just trying to use all my things. But yeah, so like I said, I was gone for 2 weeks and I used the 12 shades many times. All the looks ended up very similar looking and very simple, which is kind of how I plan my travel palettes when I pick them out. So having a, you know, whatever matte eyeshadow and then some fun shimmer that pairs with it, maybe deepening it up a little bit. Oh, which I will say, the deepening up shade that I had, it did deepen up, and it was also good for my eyebrows when I wanted to do that, or to have a eyeliner. But maybe I should have had something a little bit more in between. Sometimes it just felt like it was a little, or I don't know, or somehow use a brush that doesn't pick up as much. It just felt like it was a little tricky sometimes to, you know, blend it. It's like I would put it on and it's like, oh, dark area, blend, 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 blend. So, which, you know, I don't really want to have to fuss like that when I'm away. But yeah, so that was 12 more shades that are used up from my collection, which to me is great. I mean, not used up, but, you know, like through that rotation part. And doesn't mean that I can't pull them in for future palettes or use, you know, just for fun. But I won't, if they come up on the wheel, like I said, I will just be like, oh, I already did that one. So hopefully you like that. Basically, it was a lot of pink, some neutral. It was like either pink with like using the rosette shade or just a pink shimmer, something like that, or going more neutral. I will say that something I discovered on a bad kind of note was that both my Light Fast and Palace shades, they're basically the same thing. I mean, though they have the exact same shift, and the Light Fast is, you know, an iridescent, so it has less of a base, but there's not that much of a base on the Palace one either. It's just mostly the shift, so they are almost identical. I tried doing some different bases, but yeah, I am a little bit, I like the colors a lot. It's just that I don't feel like I really needed to have two of them brought in my collection at the same time. So I'm sad that I didn't realize that they were so similar. I will try to keep playing around with them over other colored bases. Maybe, you know, I only had a few to choose from while I was away, so maybe that was part of it. I did discover that putting them layered over my gold shimmer made them show up even better. So I did that for my like Christmas eyeshadow look, that I did the gold and then I think I put Palace on top, but really, like I said, Light Fast was almost the same effect. But yeah, otherwise, I hope you enjoyed seeing that I am using these and having fun. Until my next video, I hope that you will be doing well, and I will see you then. Bye. You can tell I haven't been filming for a while. Whew. Okay.